Hi, my name is DeAndre Lott, and I'm working with the kinesiology fields in Sam Houston State institutions and universities. So it's pretty much where you're looking at more data of the same duplicate, more over and over again, 9 times, 98 times, 984 times, 98,894 times. So it's looking at 1998 to 2164, and being able to look at more of the details of 4 acres being involved in the purchase plans that we order for ourselves. And it's just basically off the old colonial traditions that we had back in 1844 traditionally. So it's just looking at the general look of Germany, Ireland. So basically what we've gotten since 2009 or 2018 was that I have my own religion and national emblem of my own particular environment, so you wouldn't get lost nowhere in the United States. So you'll be able to have a familiar site to have your insight of healthy hygienes, and be able to get more of a hotel stay as you delight. So it's just being able to look more into 94.2 million dollars in reference as you figure out your method of how you want to live, and understanding more of your 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 34 to 92 effect, 2092 to 2042. A standard living is not the same as a collegiate academic, type of real estate property living. So, majority of the time we're doing real estate properties for collegiate academics, being able to implement a house, be able to promise a house, eventually at some time. So, that's pretty much just working with True West or Regions, or, either Charles Schwab or Baylor White of Texas, Texas Mutual, being able to look at Texas Mutual like that. So, it's pretty much looking at tires, toothpaste, cheese, Taco Bell, Cheez-It, Snickers. You're looking at, majority of that type of platform at the time. So, that's just pretty much what you snack on in the midday, 224, 334, 555, 530. And, the reason why I can say it like that is just because I have more experience as to knowing what the days of the month look like, rather than me being 9 years old. I'm more of a 99-year-old or a 76-year-old. So, that's just basically subscriptions based off of my lens crafters to TransUnion reserves. So, it's basically being able to work for your profit at the time while you're paying for better notes of 1998 to 2048. So that's just basically being able to get a start into your intermediate life as you get a start into your early day life of living. So being able to communicate with the PTA or the press conference, or those types of seminars. We want to be professional and informationable about those types of subscriptions. And that's the main point that makes Capital Reserve more descriptive, is when you have points like that explained, and it's being able to put a voice to the subscription of a political penal code, so you can have more location, more coordinates, and more availability towards your work day, or your WeWork, or your WeWork or your Workday investment. So it's being able to know more about the assignments that you need to approve in order to start out your 1938 to 2008 So, that's however you're starting in a later model of Mercedes or Chevy, Camaro, or, in those areas. So, you're in that area of the Chevy Camaro um, or that other model. I just forgot for a second. So, that's pretty much using, instead of it being $399, it's more of 300,000 and nine $49. So, it's pretty much using the statistics on that type of stuff. And, instead of it being 970%, it's 77%. So, that's working on PSI performances at the time. So, it's pretty much working with more propelled precision at the time. So you want to be able to be at the positive perfected advantage at this time as you share more towards your important descriptions that you encounter with your pinnacles or your colonies, or even in your rules of law. So it's at least 984 rules of law that gets you in the conduct of knowing 1878 to 2024, and being able to be more interested in the interstates of commerce, being able to be out there with the big van lines, and being able to be part of the transportation systems that you only need for a certain space of areas. And what could be more larger than an 18 wheeler, um, being more promoted or prominent towards its cure, being more healthier towards its cure, and being able to be more advantage towards the space that it could have in the future of 1997 and of 2138. So it's pretty much just being able to keep a founding tradition of 2012 to 2022, and understanding more of 98 years, 48 years, 22 years of conference at the time, as we all bring down 984 different boulevards and avenues of coves and drives at the time. So it's pretty much bringing more TransUnion reserves to the experience, skill, and being able to be more compassionate towards my own personal beliefs, and being able to gather more of my concentrated symptoms that I would love to be able to preach to the choir, and be able to get a good seminar between a choir and a press conference at the time. Just because they could be almost the same thing, but they make good references toward the differences that they bring. So that's just me being able to be more impassioned in the community, and that's pretty much where I'm starting 2034 to 2065, and that's pretty much as I want to start my new era in the beach side. Know more about the beach area, sunny harbors or sea harbors, and you know more about Port Aransas of Waco at the time. Being able to know more about distance and time and ratios is pretty much what you want to do as you create 944 different ratios. And that's something the natural intermediate could be doing right now, whether it's high school 10th grade or if it's junior year in college. That's pretty much what you're working with at a certain aspect of limits at the time. So that's pretty much working with 9,843 times and 900,000 two times. So that's pretty much where you're working with how to work with LATs EcoHerb 747, and that's pretty much who's the people that has the W4 to approve those type of details, other than E-Verify or MoneyGram, or in those areas. So that's pretty much where you're looking at orange, green, and blue. And that's the best part about it is you just looking at the natural instincts of a fruit, something new. You always want to be inquired about something new. So you get multiple of that, and that's a part of the PDFs. That's always a part of the PDFs. That's always a part of the the ultimate decision. And the thing about it is, that's the hard choice about it as all. And that's been the hardest declared impassion since 1998 to 2023 is, since I walked into enterprise. It's just been about, the judgment area at the time, just because, Trey was there, and, he gives his personal opinion just because that Charger is not a Impala Premier, it's pretty much stuff like that. And, he's working on $30,000 interest, and he's working with $3,846. And the thing about it is, you don't talk about that at work, and he's just bringing in personal relations with stuff that doesn't require nothing between 12:30 a.m. That's the only situations that he would have is something that's after 12:30 a.m., which is when I'm clinically asleep. That's pretty much as he's seen that, and he's seen majority of that good stuff. So that's pretty much where he got to be able to manage his own insight, and get his own compounds of interest to describing what he likes, and between the Infinity and the Lexus, and what he likes to describe his mentions in between. So I was looking at his average day group of what he would like to do in the future versus being able to convert with DeAndre, showing his pride, and being able to make it through his 10-year professions. Because every day that I'm on my job, that's supposed to be a popular process for me. So it's supposed to be something. When I say popular, popular ain't always famous, or it ain't always the most influential group in the industry. It's pretty much where you're saying popular as far as being able to put your notes to work, and being able to put the applications that comply with your missions, and being able to make that safe journey more applicable towards his healthcare is pretty much what you want to do. And that's pretty much what I did at Enterprise, as we made more career experience applicable. We went from 9 hours to 970 hours. And that's pretty much just working with 30 weeks, 90 weeks, 63 weeks. And it's just working with that 3 times out of 333 times. So that's pretty much where we're using our tests to see how professional can we be, how endured can we be that we're professional. How long can you last an endured professional speech or conversation? And it's pretty much what you're going through as you worrying about enterprises and its affiliations, and being able to know more about the optical diversity that could happen at the time. You just got to know that you would be smoking rather than drinking at the time, just because you don't drink and drive nowhere. So that's obviously an issue that you got to figure out in order to get your facts straight on what you could do, and what's your rules and regulations of 1978 to 2022. And that's my particular path right there. I like that path more often in Pflugerville or in Burnett or on Lomar. You're looking at Chick-fil-A, or you're looking at Jack in the Box, or you're looking at Wendy's. So that's pretty much being able to follow more of that proposition's more pattern of keeping a positive proposition to have a speech about, or be in a conference on, be able to have more prominent tools that you know about from 1978 to 2032. So it's pretty much being able to look more into the retro future of what song you like, or what state do you like, or what school do you like, or what that's pretty much just starting with the average basics of the towel. You want to be able to start there with a 9,800 sufficiency, and be able to work $98, 97, 47 times. So it's pretty much working with that 9.1 statistic. So that 9.1 statistic is going to give you the breach that you made at least $98 that day. So that's pretty much working on 321 9.1s a week. So that's 321 to 23 9.1s a week. So it's pretty much just dealing with the after effect of how you want to grade it, and how you want to regulate your rules at the time. So it's pretty much as you regulate rules and be able to sort and sort out the rules, and be able to uh, synchronize the rules is pretty much what you want to do, and put it in a standard form of orders, so you can have the right amount of food coming out at the right hour of your type of flavor at the time. So I was just working with 2010 of 2028, and being able to work with those urban day fashions of the higher privilege at the time. So that's just working with Sam Houston of Web, of Enterprise, of Amazon, of Aquatics, of Restaurant Depot, and that's already starting a trans tax of $98,846.76 just going my way. So that's using orange, blue, and white statistics of that tyranny at ecoleaf tyrannies, and it's being able to take care of that for 984 months. 2 weeks, 2 weeks at a time. So it's pretty much working on we work of workday, or week workday of we work, and it's pretty much working on we work of workday, or workday of we work, whichever way you want to say. That's pretty much how you want to use it, and that's pretty much a lieutenant tyranny of the local county that you're in. So that's pretty much looking at Austria Lagoon of Spotify. You're looking at Austria Lagoon of Spotify in those areas. So that's already covering at least 98,848 different cubic units. And the thing about it is, you can make 941 of those units, and that's pretty much looking at EcoHerb 747's preview of testimonies, and in their areas of political interest at the time. So that's pretty much where you're working on a 391 gallon interest, and being able to fill up 374 interesting facts to make more of a cooperative balance for 371 months and 41 weeks. So it's pretty much where you're using more of a sufficient balance of Suddenlink agriculture versus Time Warner, or T-Mobile. So at the same time, we're being able to compete and advance at the same time. So that's pretty much using Adobe Assistant, being able to know more about the prevalence of TransUnion reserves. So it's looking at more about what the extra company is about, and what we here to do, and what that's already working on 9 different subscriptions as we work on what we need to do in the next steps of the future. So you got at least 971 different options. That's pretty much where you start your first step at this platform. You figure out what your 974 options is that you like to talk about. And the thing about it is, we go through at least 9 different subscriptions of we go through at least 9 different subscriptions a chapter, and that's thanks to Sam Houston's intuitive intuitions. That goes to the intuitions of the institutions that we're at. So, that's at least 979 institutions. So, where do you go when you need at least nine subscriptions? So, that's basically giving you a life and an operation to go with as well. So, that's already starting at my dad or David Lott's proposition of position. So, that's looking at 991 different propositions of 991 different propositions of that type of statistic happening 971 times versus 371 times three times. So, that's just average of 9x plus 3 versus 3x plus 3. And, you're seeing a difference between 2 divided by 4 and 8 divided by 4. So, one's more standard and one is more national state than the other. So, it's pretty much what you're seeing after 2019, of 2022, of 2024. So, that's pretty much going to go up till 2026 to 2028. So, that's pretty much eating a lot of Southside or Bill Miller or, either Pokey Joe's or, or, because all in all, you're just getting a taste. You want a large taste. So, that's just being able to know more about 971, 41 different options for your advantage specification. So, it's pretty much looking at 2007 or 2018 and, being able to discover what a subscription is and what it could do to invoice your life. So, it's pretty much working with bill statements of at least 90 different bill statements at the time. So, the thing with the W-4 is it's supposed to serve 90 of those bill statements out. And, that's pretty much looking at Shark Tale of Catfish Industries. So, it's looking at, more of what pmc2 squared does at Catfish Industries and, being able to know more about pmc2 squared Catfish Industries incline. So, that's pretty much how you handle the day, 976 hours, 46 months at a time. So, it's pretty much dealing with the normal standard of, being able to handle your own private interscopes of how you promote more for your performance of 2007 to 2024. So, it's pretty much as you make it more towards the on and off switch of your daily basis between 974 weeks, then, it's pretty much working with, your work day if we work, application, however you want to work with it, with your subscription being deposited at the time. So, it's all Christmas, of Thanksgiving, of Easter, and, whatever your national holiday is, as far as it being Veterans Day or Memorial Day or, President's Day, other than it being Irish. It's an Irish mogul of its sort. So, it's pretty much where you're looking at luxury luck of 371, 41 different tax deficits. And, that's pretty much where you're using 371 different tax deficits. And, that's pretty much where, you're using your own subscription of 971 hour deposits of transitions of 971, 41 hours between 7 years old and 19 years old. So, it's pretty much looking at the deal of 290, 47% versus 947, 47%. So, you're looking at the difference between Pizza Hut and Papa John's, and you're looking at the difference between Jaguar and Maserati at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're looking at the detail of a 9.1 subscription. And, it's pretty much where you're looking at not just the life, but so, other than that, that's pretty much what we're working with. 979% of the time, 979, 46% of the time. So, it's pretty much working with the urban update of the future weather systems. And, not only the weather systems, but, more of the traffic view areas. So, it's pretty much working with those diligence of 971 hours and 41 minutes. So, it's pretty much as we're working with that. And, it's pretty much 2017 of 2042. And, it's pretty much in the waves of that. And, being able to know more about 209, 46 miles an hour is pretty much where you're looking at those digital details of, being able to be part of the 2010 or 2015 reward systems that we have. So, it's pretty much looking at 271, 41% versus 99, 41, 71%. So, that's pretty much using your GMC Sierra Z71 971 41 yards as you go from Alamo to Barton Creek. And that's pretty much where you're using 971 different subscriptions to promote more for that on YouTube, Hulu, and Dunkin' Donuts and WeWork. So it's pretty much as you starting more towards your 907.46% incline. So it's pretty much as you spend more towards 971, 41% of E-Verify, Spotify, and those types of details. So it's pretty much where you're looking at the applications between that and understanding more about those seminars. So this is just entertaining at least 976 different companies of applications that get the insight on what they require. It's pretty much what they require. They want to be more interesting toward that. So it's pretty much a company that perspires more towards entertainment in a classical way, of it being 1971 in Austria Lagoon, of Lafayette, of Mizzou, of Oklahoma, of Kansas. You already use Mizzou, you use All Point. So it's Mizzou and All Point of, Austria Lagoon, Colorado, Maine. You use the majority of those connections from T-Mobile and All Point. So, it's pretty much where you're able to make a connection with, not just your communications, but, more with your currency situation. So, it's pretty much using tax deficits to promote more for that, as you use more for, the optical balance of that detail. So, it's pretty much using whatever you like as you use more of a 974 42 approach with a 97 77 74 characteristic with it. So it's pretty much using purple, green, and orange statistics to make a great essential characteristic. So it's using 9.1 of 383 $383.43 versus it being 90,000 or 9,000. Is pretty much where you're using the Austria Lagoon economy rate out. And that's a big detail of free enterprise right there. After you see 971.41 different subscribers doing that. So it's pretty much looking at 971.41 different propositions and positions of Shark Tale and those types of units. So it's looking at 907.47. So other than that, that's Foot Locker. It's Foot Locker of 371 transitions or transactions. So you're going through that January 22nd of April 24th, and that's pretty much as you given 374 homes more applications toward their W-4, toward their bill statements. That's just like a truck and trailer. As you're doing stock and trade, That's pretty much what that is, majority of the time. So, that's pretty much where I do my district management or my co-management at, as part of CRESS, that's part of, um, it's part of CRESS, it's part of Jack in the Box, that's part of, um, Wendy's. You got majority of that. So, we're just breaking down 97 million out of 9,749 times. So, it's being able to, be able to deposit those 49, 59, 29 times. So, that's where the area is working with as far as, it going 279 hours faster than you think. So, it's pretty much working with coal mining or, petroleum, or in the areas of the mega platforms at the time. So that's working with ecoleaf mega platforms at the time. So other than it being ecoleaf multi-platforms, and that's pretty much what pmc2 squared works with, actually. So we want to make pmc2 squared have multi-platforms, and ecoleaf have mega platforms. So that's pretty much what ecoleaf mega platforms work with, in Shark Tale of Monsters Inc. and Ratatouille. So you're just looking at a bigger 2007 image of 2044 to 2067. So it's looking at more city management of its lifeguard and Red Cross and its diversive effect. So it's being able to look at 979, 46%. So it's pretty much where you're using 19.1 versus 9.1 versus 99.56. So it's pretty much where you're using 9.1 statistics between 9:06:46 at noon. So it's pretty much where you're using those types of details. So that's pretty much where you're using 9:06:46 at noon, and using that detail. So yeah, other than that, that's just the special effects on Shark Tale. So it's pretty much us working with those details, 979, 46%. So it's just working with nine different. That's working with nine different subscriptions, and that's pretty much what you see as a subscription. Pretty much see subscriptions as as people driving cars of special types. And that's pretty much what we want to start free enterprise as we start with more of YouTube or Comcast or T-Mobile, being able to know those as the primary gifts of DWL's industry subscription. So it's pretty much getting more towards the automotive mission of Jiffy Lube, Firestone, AutoZone. You're looking at that type of stuff like that. So it's pretty much where you want to be able to get 9 chapters, 9 paragraphs, 9 pages, 9 words. Get as much as you can as far as having a description for 971 hours, 49 times. So that's pretty much where you want to be able to increase your adaptability on Challenger, Infinity, and Paula Premiere. Looking at that stuff will promote, more for your positive personal reflection. So that's using 971, 41% on that. As we use hundreds of tens, 400s of tens, 600s of tens, 800s of tens. That's pretty much what we use at that time. So you can use that 897 times, with another 600 times to multiply it with, and understand, you got at least 3 or 4 times to add to that, whether it's 330, 660, 990, 890, 690, 660, and it's pretty much where you want to be able to add your own codes and add multiply through to more mathematics